Hi everybody, wanting to discuss today narcissism. Really delicate subject for people on the receiving end of narcissistic abuse. I'm not really going to go into narcissistic personality disorder and narcissism and the differences. It's more about being aware of how common narcissism is, and many people are on the receiving end of narcissistic abuse and they have no idea until it gets so crippling. They're really broken people, and then it takes years to actually rebuild themselves if they manage to at all. Narcissists are people who will, you get all these phrases, these therapy terms that we throw around: covert narcissists, malignant narcissists, gaslighters, manipulators. You may be aware of some of those terms, but really narcissists are coming from a very fragile ego, a very empty vessel, a lack of knowing of who they are. They've probably experienced quite a lot of trauma in their own childhoods. And what happens is hurt people. That does not excuse a narcissist abusing or hurting or damaging another person. How we come across narcissists is they will be what I term the charmers, the Prince Charmings. And that goes for females too. You can have female narcissists. So it's not about which one, but we get the Prince Charmers. And I always say, if you meet a Prince Charming, they don't exist. There's the red flag already. These connections tend to start very hot and heavy, very fast paced, very intense, a bit like karmic contracts. And with narcissists, they will be everything you want them to be. So they'll sweep you off your feet. They'll be into everything you're into. They'll put you on a pedestal, red flag number one. Because they can swipe you off that at any time, and it's not actually their place to put you on a pedestal, and there's something lacking in you if you need to be put on a pedestal. So this is how it can go. They'll be incredibly charming, incredibly attentive, wanting your every minute, your every moment, your every being, and this is where it goes horribly wrong, because they're actually feeding off you. They're needing something from you. So it's like a false mask that they're wearing, because they have a need to feed, like a vampire, your energy. So what happens is they get hooked into you. Then you're hooked, and you've got this image of who they are. They're your perfect person, the one you've been waiting for. Very Cinderella. What happens then is that the narcissist starts to get their feed. They're very comfortable and confident they've got you, so they start to discard you. They start to withdraw all the compliments and making you feel like you're their soulmate, the only one they've ever met. They've probably had many, and they'll go on to have many more. It's not soulmates. It's damaged people often hooking into damaged people. So for the person on the receiving end of the narcissist, they might be hugely empathic, quite common, and the narcissist needs all this empathy and compassion, and the person that they've hooked into is either very empathic or they're very traumatized themselves, and they've had a huge lack in their life of their needs being met. So love, affection, attention, being desired, being cared for, being someone's number one. So the narcissist comes in and creates all of that, but it's not real by them. Then they get you where they want you, and they start to then break you down so that you don't leave. So the very things that they will typically perceivably love about you will be the very things they start to break down. So they'll be gaslighting you, breaking down your self-worth, your confidence, making you question yourself, making you doubt yourself. And narcissists, unfortunately, are very well known for being pathological liars. And the definition of pathological liars is A, they're always the victim, and B, they're always the hero. So they will tell you stories about their lives and how everybody's left them, abandoned them, broken them, deserted them, abused them, all these things. But if you dig deeply, you'll find that they tend to be the common denominator, and actually the stories may not be quite what you think. It may not be that they were the victim. They may be the perpetrator. They may not be the hero. They may have been the abuser. And what happens is people stay in these connections too long, hoping for the original Prince Charming to resurface, but they never do, because that wasn't the real them. And then you're stuck you're trauma bonded, which means you're actually totally connected and loving the person who's abusing you. It's a big cycle, and it's painfully common. We must never tell somebody who's at the hands of a narcissist to leave, when to leave, and put them down for not leaving. They will not leave until they're ready, because they're very scared, they're very broken, they may have nowhere to go. It could be very dangerous for them to leave if their narcissist is very violent or anything like that. What you can do for people in those situations is be a support to them. No one will leave until they're ready. And it's very traumatic for them, because usually people who fall into the realms of a narcissist's hands are very vulnerable people in the first place anyway. So I hope that helps you to understand a bit more about narcissism. The last bit I was going to mention was about flying monkeys. These are people that the narcissists will draw into their arena to side with them, to collude with their bad behaviours, because flying monkeys are people who are also being gaslighted by the narcissist, who do not believe that the narcissist has done anything wrong, because narcissists will present to the world as charming, perfect, very personable, very caring, very kind. It's dangerous, isn't it? Because it's knowing what's a narcissist and what's a genuine person. The flying monkey will feed into how everything's been done to the narcissist, and they will support the narcissist and be against the abused person, saying, well, that's your choice to stay if you want, or if it was that bad you wouldn't be there, or of course that person's not like that, they would never do that. They're very dangerous. This is a dangerous situation, because it's enabling the narcissist to carry on his abuse. And often the flying monkeys have no idea that they're part of the ring with the narcissist. They have no idea, because they are also being led up the garden path. Messy, isn't it? There's a lot of them out there. I hope if you are aware that there may be narcissism in your connection, you do what you can to get help. Take care.